This is video number 16 for class 8th. In this video, I am going to continue with chapter 5, data handling. In this video, I am going to tell you the representation of data. See, representation of data is actually classified into two types. One is in the form of table, or we can say it's a tabular form. Tabular form is also known as frequency distribution. We have already I have already taught you in this frequency distribution in my video number 15, frequency distribution. Now here the next is a graphical representation. This is a new topic that we have to take in this graphical representation. Now in graphical representation, we'll be using some drawings. There are some graphs like this. First is a pictograph. Then is a bar graph. Then you got histogram. And the last is a pie chart or circle graph. Okay, pie chart or circle graph, same thing. So let's start one by one. In pictograph, we draw some some symbol for the data. Suppose I am taking a question here. To explain you the pictograph, I have taken a question here. There is a table, month and number of cars sold. Means in January 500 cars were sold, in February 300, in March 450, and in April 250. Okay, we have to represent this in the form of a pictograph. So we have to take some symbol and a scale. Okay, let's draw this circle for representing. This means 100 cars. Okay, means we are using a picture here, a circle. So how will you represent this now? For January, then for Feb, for March, for April. Okay, there are how many? 500. One circle represents 100, so there will be how many? 5. So we have to draw 5 circles. For Feb it is what? 300, so I will draw 3 circles, because one circle means 100 cars. For 450 means what? 400 plus 50, so 400. This represents 400, and then I have to draw half circle. This represents 50. For April it is 250, so I'll represent, let us take let's say 250. It will be 2 and this is 50. This is 2 and a half circle. This is 50. So this is the representation of the data in the form of table. You can write month here and cars sold, a number of cars sold. So this is a complete pictograph of for this data. My next topic is bar graph and histogram. Now before giving you to explain you, let me explain you what is the meaning of continuous data and discontinuous data. Let us take a group data here. Okay, let us take few data, like I have taken marks. Let's take marks. See, marks can be written like this: 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. Okay, till 80. The same marks can be written in different form, like 0 to 10, 11 to 20, and so on. And it will be what? 71 to, this is 11, 80. Then another one is 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, and so on. Now, what is the purpose of writing in these three forms? Okay, this is also marks from 1 to 80. This is also representing marks from 0 to 80. This is also 0 to 80. Okay, see, these are what called. Now I have to find out which is continuous here. Suppose a number like 10.5 has come. Where will this 10.5 will come? Because there is no option for 10.5. Here also we are taking 0 to 10, then 11, 20, but 10.5 is not coming here. Let us take this. We are taking 0 to 10, not 10, but 9.999. Then we are taking 10 to this. So 10.5 will be included here. Okay, so we say that this is a continuous case. If you are taking 10.45, this also will come here, because here it will come 10.45. This will come here. If you are taking 9.98, this marks will come here in the first lesson. But if you are thinking that this can come here, so it is not possible. 9.98. This 9.98 will come here, but for 10.45 this is discontinuous. So the thing is, let's take one more example. If it is 20.1, the 20.1 will not come here. Okay, because it ends here 20 and it is starting from 21. So 21.1 will come here in this. So this is this class interval is called continuous class interval. Okay, and this is these are both discontinuous. Okay, see, since this is not in our syllabus, so we are not going to study this. When we for discontinuous we draw bar graph, means for this we draw bar graph, and for this continuous we draw histogram. When you draw a bar graph, there will always be a, see, bar graph are like this. There is always a gap. See, there is a gap. Okay, let's talk the bar graph in detail. Now bar graph, I have drawn a bar graph and the histogram also. See the bar graph. In bar graph there is a gap. Very first thing, look at the gap here. There is a gap which I am showing you with the marker. These are the gap. Okay, let us draw with a broken line. And these gaps are what? Same. If it is 1 centimeter, this is also 1 centimeter, this is also 1 centimeter, and this is 1 centimeter. In the histogram, there is no gaps. You can see there is no gap. Second thing, the width of this, if the width of this is same, if you are taking 2 centimeter, this will also be 2 centimeter, this will also be 2 centimeter. Okay, but here in your class 8 you will get the same width, but generally in histogram the widths can be different also. It can be more or less. Okay, but in class 8 you will draw with equal width. Okay, so these are the very basic two things, two differences in this. Okay, we draw histogram when exclusive class interval is given. It is drawn when exclusive class interval is given, and this is drawn when class interval is not given. Okay, when discrete data is given, pointwise data is given. Okay, let us take few examples here. So this is a question I've taken, one example. Marks is written 5, 10, 15 and 20. Suppose in a test there are 4 types of marks, 5, 10 and 20, 15 and 20, and these are the students who have got this. I have to represent them in the graphical form. So since this is not in a class interval form, we will draw a bar graph for this. Now the question is, how will you draw a bar graph? See, this is the number of students, that is, this is the frequency. Frequency is always drawn here, means number of students will be drawn on the y-axis. This is y-axis and this is x-axis. This is 0. So students. Now I have to write now what is the main thing you have to keep in your mind? Writing the number here. The number is such that these numbers should come in this. It is not like that you write 5 then 6 and then 4 in this order. No, it should be in order, like 0. If you are taking 0, take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, let's 6 here. Okay, now here we'll write the marks like 5, then this should also be in order 10, 15 and 20. Now we'll draw a bar graph for this. This is 5, so I'll start the bar graph from this. See, if you are taking the width of this as 1 centimeter, the another should also be of 1 centimeter. From 10 it is 6. So we'll draw like this. You have to use ruler to draw this. See, there is a gap. This gap and this gap should be same. For 15 it is 4. And also draw the bar graph in a graph sheet, because that has got rectangular columns. In 20 it's got 3 students. Okay, remember that these gaps should be same. Okay, and this width should be same with each rectangle. Okay, and you have to write here, this is what the marks, I have written marks here. Then the scale. Now the next is about writing a scale. See, when we are writing a scale, we have to mention that what length we have taken. Suppose you are drawing in a graph sheet, okay, and this is 1 centimeter. If it, suppose this is 1 centimeter, so we'll write like on y-axis, I'm writing here, okay, scale on y-axis 1 centimeter is equal. Now this, suppose this is 1 centimeter. If you are drawing in a graph sheet, 1 centimeter means 1 student, represents 1 students. Okay, then on x-axis it will be suppose this, if it is 2 centimeter. So on y-axis we don't have to write here. Okay, this is only, or you can write that on x-axis. If it is 2 centimeter, 2 centimeter is equals to 5 marks. Okay.